Now, thinking about destruction. We've got things hanging, things falling, cables, you know. So let's try to get some organic kind of lines in here, trying to play up the fact that, you know, things got messed up. And these are great elements, power lines and hanging wires and vines. Perfect compositional tools. Try not to just go, you know, side to side like, oh, I created a cool overlap. Yeah, you did, but you can create so much more. Imagine if we had a big cable that went from foreground, you know, and you see it, and it somehow latches way back here on this background. It's a huge cable that just runs all the way back in space. But you get this nice foreshortening, big shape in the foreground, and it is coming away from us. We get to see that. Maybe there's another one here, overlaps behind it, and just kind of clips up that way. You see, now these things are starting to create so much motion into the piece. Very good compositional tools to use. So I'm just going to place them in here just to see what they're going to do, if I like. I used to have an instructor that was a Disney background painter forever, you know, back from like the Tarzan days and Mulan and all that kind of stuff. And he would always say, you know, don't make bookends for foreground elements. Try to incorporate more than just putting two foreground objects, you know, right on the edges, the bookends, you know. So as long as what I try to do is I try to create elements that go from foreground to middle ground and maybe also connect into the background as well. Bridges, you know, other elements, wires, you know, things like that I think really help out. So you always try to utilize the perspective aspect in all of this and really push that aspect out as much as possible. I think that's going to be a very, very good way to incorporate foreground elements into your piece and have them look really, really good. I'm thinking about starting to get a lot of damage in this area, especially on this bridge point. I want to put my verticals at a Dutch to really reinforce that idea that it did collapse and it probably was perfectly horizontal at one point. It's not because of some technical formula that you know, some art instructor told me. It's literally, I just feel like it's getting too dark, you know, and I want this area to be dark and as a second read, but I still want some attention to go there. So I'll just take a sample of any kind of texture that was in the painting. I'll make it like a floor or you know, some type of a surface. Plug it way down there so it's it's going behind some of the branches, and I'll just put a mask on it and I'll massage it back in. It doesn't have to make too much sense. It could be a floor surface. We can make it look like it's getting hit by like small patches of light just running in and out of this area, kind of cascading in. But at least there's something now. There's something to look at. There's a little bit more breathing room. You know, it's not so oppressive and dark and heavy and bold down there. Definitely need some breathing room.